What happens if the hero of an epic poem is a shy 16-year-old boy who has no control over his own life? That's the big problem Don Juan faces in Lord Byron's poem. To understand this long adventure and to do really well in your oral test, the characters are the key. Hi, lovely learners, and welcome back to LNT. If you've seen our previous videos, you already know a lot about Juan's story, but today we're going to look closely at how Byron actually built his characters. We're going to start with Don Juan himself. The very first line of the first canto states, "I want a hero." This opening is a deliberate trick. Juan is not the hero we typically expect. He is young and gentle. He is depicted as very shy and fundamentally innocent. He is easily influenced. As a child, he was rigorously taught by his mother and tutors to be quiet, steady, and obedient. He was effectively tamed by the adults around him. He lacks strong personal convictions regarding right or wrong. Instead, he simply absorbs the lessons and behaviors of the people he meets. Juan functions as a passive mirror in the poem. He is not a driver of the plot. He merely reacts to external forces. Through him, Byron shows the true nature of the people Juan meets. He is a vehicle for criticism. Byron sends Juan on a journey across different locations like Spain, the Greek islands, Turkey, and England, allowing the poet to effectively critique the flaws and hypocrisies of each society. Juan is flexible and adaptable. He quickly learns to adjust his behavior to survive in any new environment. In Spain, he learns how to act as a passionate, secretive lover from Donna Julia. After the shipwreck, he transforms into a cunning survivor capable of desperate measures like eating his dog to survive. In Turkey, he quickly adopts the role of a quiet, compliant slave within the palace structure. Donna Inez is Juan's strict intellectual mother. She wants to have complete control over Juan's education. She only lets him read pure books, for instance. Byron created Inez to mock the popular ideas of the Enlightenment. She replaces love with logic. Her husband, Don José, on the other hand, is a weak and immoral man who cheats on her. Inez cannot control his bad behavior with her rules. This shows that the entire system of rigid control is flawed. It doesn't work. Donna Julia is a young married woman who falls in love with Juan. She is significantly younger than her husband, and she is caught between two opposite demands. She knows she must follow the rules of marriage and reputation in Spanish society, but at the same time, she simply cannot control her strong feelings and desire for Juan. Don Alfonso is her older husband. His anger when he discovers Donna Julia has cheated on him is not born of love for her. He is angry because his honor and his public reputation have been damaged. Consequently, he forces Juan to leave the country. The result is that both Julia and Juan suffer because of society's unfair rules. Haidée. On the beautiful Greek island where Juan shipwrecks, Haidée and Juan experience a rare, true and natural love. This is the only time in the whole poem when Juan is genuinely happy and safe. The island is like a paradise, separated from the corrupt society of the outside world. Their happiness is suddenly destroyed when Haidée's father, Lampro, the pirate, returns unexpectedly. Lampro acts immediately to restore his control and honor. He doesn't care about his daughter's feelings or love. He only cares about money, property, and power. He acts like a tyrant who owns his daughter. Lampro sells Juan into slavery. Haidée dies of heartbreak, which tragically proves a key idea in the poem. Natural innocence and true emotion are always crushed by patriarchal power and the bitter truth of life. Byron shows that money and control are always stronger than love. Gulbeyaz. Gulbeyaz is the beautiful and powerful Sultana of Turkey. She has as much absolute power as her husband, the Sultan. Byron uses her to show that power is corrupting and dangerous regardless of whether a man or a woman holds it. Gulbeyaz saw Juan as the slave market and immediately wanted him for herself. She had him bought and dressed as a woman named Donna to sneak him into her palace. She doesn't want love. She wants obedience. She's used to everyone serving her, so she orders Juan to become her lover, treating him like a piece of property. Juan refuses because he's still thinking of Haidée. He tells Gulbeyaz that love must be free, not an order. When Juan refuses, Gulbeyaz is so angry she thinks about killing him, but instead she cries. Byron gently mocks her here because her great absolute power is useless against the young man's free will. This scene shows the hidden weakness and lowliness behind her absolute control. Lady Adeline is a perfect example of the fake, empty life of English society. She maintains the polite facade of the English upper class. She flirts with Juan, but her actions are driven entirely by social calculation. She is very careful about gossip and constantly worries about her social position. Her husband, Lord Henry, is a boring politician who is obsessed with small rules. Together, Lady Adeline and Lord Henry expose the hypocrisy of the English upper class. Byron attacks these people and their way in his satire. So these are some of the main characters in Don Juan by Byron. And here is an important tip for your oral test. Focus on these main ideas. The characters in Don Juan are tools that show how society is fake and corrupt. The women use Juan's naivety to live out their own desires or enforce their social power. Here's the passive mirror that shows the bad, messy world around him. This is the main idea of Byron's satire. To make your oral test interesting, link a woman and her male counterpart. For example, Donna Julia wanted freedom, but her husband, Don Alfonso, was angry about his honor. This shows the existence of different rules for men and women. 4. Compare the control of Donna Inez with the violence of Lampro. This shows different kinds of power in the world. Drop your thoughts and your questions in the comments, and if this guide helped, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to ace their lit analysis. And remember, at LNT, literature meets clarity. Stay lit.